Welcome back to the Gary Goff Show here on WTTF, Cool FM 93.3, and at WTTF.com. We also invite all our friends who are, thank all our friends who are watching us here on our Tiffin University Dragon YouTube channel as well. So thank you for tuning in tonight to the Gary Goff Show. And today's broadcast is brought to you by the Animal Hospital of Tiffin, CF Professionals Incorporated, Gary Gruse's office, the Ohio Mutual Insurance Group, Jim Kennedy's office, State Farm Insurance, Ed Lape's office, Steyer Seeds, and Tiffin Ace Hardware. Well, Coach, rivalry week. It's also the midpoint of the season, as we said, but it's a rivalry week game against Findlay. And as you said before the program, these kids can't get up for this week. They're not going to get up.
Yeah, definitely. This is basically a crosstown rival here.
27 miles from corporation to corporation.
That's right.
The two communities.
We've got to make it a rivalry, to be honest with you. We want to call it a rivalry and all. I don't know if it really has been. I think our school's only won one game against them.
In 20.
in
1986.
We need to make this a rivalry game, and they got a great football program over there. They do some good things. Got a great quarterback and a great tailback, but you know what? I want our guys to go over there and be confident and play as hard as we have the last 2 weeks from the get-go. Mm-hmm. Let's play that hard for 4 quarters and then see who comes out on top. Now, they're not unbeatable.
No,
they're not.
Not at all.
They're not. I would say they're one of the better teams in our conference because they've proven that. They went up and upset Saginaw Valley a year ago. They beat Wayne State and Grand Valley. So they got a good football program over there. But once again, it's about Tiffin University, and if we can continue to get better, protect the football like we did last week, come out and play for 4 quarters and not wait for something to happen, then you never know what happens, and that's why you play the game.
Yeah, well, I remember last year we went over there and played. It's interesting that we're going over there 2 years in a row, as a matter of fact.
I know.
But last year we went over there and played, jumped out. At the start of the first quarter, your kids played lights out.
Yeah.
Got up to an early 7-0 lead, but like you said, it's putting that whole game together.
Yeah. What happened last year is we went down and scored right away. We stopped them, they punted, and then we had a turnover, and then they scored, and then I think 2 series later we had a block punt, and that is where the momentum left us. So but hey, they I tell you what, I like their quarterback a lot, and I like their tailback a lot.
Well, their quarterback transfer in from Maryland, a kid out of Dayton. His name is Clay Belton.
Mm-hmm.
And then their running back returning first team running back, All-GLIAC running back,
Williams.
Montre Williams. So that'll be a handful.
I'm planning on before the game asking Rob Key for their birth certificates or something, because I think those guys have been there for about 7 years.
Tell me about it. Yep.
No, they're really good players. Both returning seniors there, and they do a good job. They want to run a lot of that zone read, and quarterback pulls it at the right times, and then Williams, and they got another freshman running back from out of Florida who can flat out fly, and so they're very productive on offense.
Yeah, they maybe Daquan Ford, maybe the other running back that you're thinking of from Findlay. But, you said they're beatable. Well, as evidence last week, I was surprised that it took them double overtime to get by Notre Dame College last week in a 43-42 victory.
Yeah, hey, Notre Dame's got a great offense. I mean, they put up a lot of points up against Grand Valley. I think they rushed for over 300 yards against Grand Valley. And they went there and kind of did the same thing against Findlay this past weekend. And they got a tough running back, Notre Dame does, and their quarterback makes good decisions too. So, but it just kind of goes to show you about, college football. I mean, anybody can win on any given Saturday. And, Notre Dame turned the ball over at some critical times right there, and I think they missed a field goal at the end of regulation to win.
Yeah.
So I hadn't really watched their side of the football. I just break down defense right now, but I don't know if Findlay made some mistakes themselves on the offense and had some turnovers or not, but. Notre Dame did a good job going there and fighting them to the very end, played them off their feet.
You'd like to have the efficiency that their quarterback had against Findlay last week, 32 of 45 for 322 and 3 touchdowns.
Yes.
And then their running back, Pedro Powell, you spoke about, he ran the ball for 162 yards, average of 4.5 yards a carry. So.
Yep. That's the name of the game. If you can get over 400 yards offense, you've had a good day, and you should have a chance to win that football game. I think the bad thing is right there, I think Findlay had about the same on their side. They probably had.
Well, you look at the total, let's see, find the total offense.
419.
I for some reason cannot find it.
Yeah,
419 to 5. They gave up 512. I mean, that's over 900 yards of offense between two schools. I mean, it's a lot of fun for the
fans,
crowd, but it probably makes the coaches go crazy.
Right. Yeah. I mean, There's no such thing as an easy win, I tell you that.
Yeah.
And you'd love to be able to score the 50 points and have the 500 yards of offense, but not give up any points, obviously.
Sure. When you look at Findlay so far this year, they opened up their home schedule, and they've played all GLIAC games so far. Opened up at home with Northern Michigan, got a 45-10 win there. And then a big win, as you said, is they went to Saginaw Valley, won by 2. Then their game at Michigan Tech, place where we played, opened up Michigan Tech's schedule. Their score is not much different from what we did up there.
No, I tell you, that's a tough trip.
Oh,
you know, I don't know.
It's a good football team.
Yeah, and Michigan Tech is very well coached, and they're a good program. I don't know if anybody can take that 14-hour trip and go up there and have an easy time, but. Yeah. I think their obviously most impressive win was going up to Saginaw Valley. I think Saginaw Valley was ranked 15th at the time, coming off a big win from Valdosta State.
Yeah.
You know, they upset my school up there. And
well, speaking of Valdosta State, we'll have some numbers from the mid-'90s from Valdosta State that I was able to look up today while I was preparing for the program.
All right.
Leading punt returner for 2 years right here.
There you go. Goff. Yeah. But, you know, I like I said, I think Findlay's got a great program. I really do. I think Rob Keys does a good job over there. You know, that's a game that's right here in our backyard, and it's a school we need to make a big rivalry against because we battle against them in everything, not only on the athletic fields but also in recruiting.
Yeah.
You know, so this is a game that we got to get in and come out with a victory.
And this will be our earliest kickoff of the season. This is a noon kickoff over there. Our coverage on Coast Country 100.9 WMJK will begin our pregame show at 11:30. So. Why not, folks, if you ever want to go on the road to see a Tiffin University Dragon game, pack up the kids in the van and just head on down 224, go to Donnell Stadium and see a fantastic GLIAC football game, Division II football, as the Dragons will tango with the Oilers this coming Saturday. That stadium is where I got my first taste of being in front of a microphone during football. I used to do the public address there for Findlay High School. For a few years, and that's how I got my start over there. So I have a fondness for that place over there, but not for the university, for the high school.
There you go.
But you look at that team. I mean, offensively, it's what do? They got this big, powerful left-handed quarterback, Clay Belton, Division I player who transferred back, and then they got the running back who was an all-GLIAC performer. Do you just pick and choose, or how do you?
Well, no. I mean, you it starts with a run game, as every game, and we got to stop them on the run, and he keeps it some, but he wants to give it as well, and if you can stop the run, then that helps prevent some of the big plays. If you're having trouble stopping the run, then you've got to mix some things up on defense, which makes you, a little weak back in the secondary and more likely to give up a big play. And if you watch their offense on film, speaking with Coach Durr before we took practice today, he told me, he said, hey, look, most of their offense is off of big plays. I mean, first down, they'll run it and get a couple yards. Second down, they'll maybe throw a hitch, get a couple yards, and it's that third down where they pop off a 30-yard run or they throw a 45-yard touchdown pass. So it's going to be a good challenge for our secondary. Is just don't fall asleep back there and don't give up that big play.
Sounds eerily familiar to our game against Grand Valley.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, very different offenses, but I think kind of the same philosophy as far as, hey, we're going to run the ball and then we're going to throw it over top here and there.
Yep, this, as we said, it's a noon kickoff here on Coast Country 100.9 WMJK, the flagship station for Tiffin University Dragon football. Okay, you're an offensive guy. Talk a little bit about what Findlay does on the defensive side of the ball.
Defense, they like to do a lot of stuff. I mean, they go from a 4-man front to a 3-man front to they mix in all their coverages. They like to bring pressure. They're going to pressure you quite a bit. But they're really trying to keep the quarterback and the offensive line guessing in the protection. Not different from what they did last year. They've been, maybe a little bit more of a 3-man front. And I would expect that. Against us. But that's something we faced, last week and then, a few weeks before against Grand Valley. So we should be prepared for that. But, they do a pretty good job of not giving up a big play. Nobody's hit them with, that many big plays. Notre Dame had a couple fade balls they hit on them. They really had the guy in position and then just didn't make the play. But, they're very well coached. They're sound.
So it sounds like they're disciplined.
They are. They're very disciplined. I've seen 3 or 4 teams trying to run a throwback on them or a reverse or something to, misdirection. And they're there to make the play, So, and that shows they're very well coached.
Absolutely. As we said, it's this Saturday, 12 noon. The Dragons going on the road to take on the Findlay Oilers. And it's got to be probably, when you look at the schedule, you love winning at home. that's probably got to be Donnell Stadium in Findlay. It's got to probably be our second favorite place to go try to get a W.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny. We're very, very similar to Findlay University in a lot of ways, and the town of Findlay in a lot of ways.
Well, they got a few kids from Tiffin on their roster. We get some kids from around that area coming over here to play.
Yeah, and their stadium it's not that much different than ours. But yeah, I mean, I think it's an easy travel for us. It's right here, very close, and in a lot of ways it can be a home game because all of our families that come watch us play are going to show up over there to watch us play over there. All of our kids' families. So, we expect a good crowd over there cheering us on as well.
All right, well, I think Coach Ison's back and ready to come on the air with us?
Most definitely.
All right, well, let's go ahead and step aside and take a break. When we come back, we'll talk to Tiffin University assistant coach Josh Ison, and we'll talk about his playing career. He had a pretty nice playing career, and he's been some pretty good stops on the coaching trail as well. But he's a Tiffin Dragon right now. So let's step aside and take a break on the Coach Gary Goff Show. We'll be back after this. You're listening to WTTF Cool FM 93.3 and at WTTF.com.